Plato was born around 428 BCE in Athens, into one of the city's most distinguished aristocratic families. His father, Ariston, claimed descent from the early kings of Athens, while his mother, Perictione, was related to the famous lawgiver Solon. This privileged background gave Plato access to the finest education available in classical Greece, including training in philosophy, poetry, mathematics, and gymnastics. As a young man, Plato initially aspired to a political career, which was natural given his family's social standing. However, two major events reshaped his path entirely. The first was his encounter with Socrates around the age of 20, a meeting that transformed his intellectual life and drew him toward philosophy. The second was the execution of Socrates in 399 BCE by the Athenian democracy, an event that deeply disillusioned Plato with the politics of his time. Following Socrates' death, Plato traveled extensively throughout the Mediterranean, visiting Egypt, Italy, and Sicily, where he encountered Pythagorean mathematicians and various political systems. Around 387 BCE, he returned to Athens and founded the Academy, often regarded as the first institution of higher learning in the Western world. There he taught and wrote until his death around 348 BCE. The theory of forms stands as Plato's most influential contribution to philosophy. He argued that the physical world we perceive through our senses is not the true reality. Instead, there exists a higher realm of perfect, unchanging, and eternal entities called forms or ideas. Every object or concept in our world is merely an imperfect copy of its corresponding form. A beautiful painting participates in the form of beauty itself, and a just action reflects the form of justice. For Plato, genuine knowledge comes not from observing physical things, but from apprehending these eternal forms through reason. The allegory of the cave, presented in the Republic, illustrates this theory vividly. Plato imagines prisoners chained in a cave, seeing only shadows cast on a wall, which they mistake for reality. When one prisoner escapes and discovers the outside world, he realizes the shadows were illusions. Returning to enlighten the others, he faces rejection. This allegory symbolizes the philosopher's journey from ignorance to knowledge and highlights the difficulty of convincing others to embrace philosophical truth.